What exactly is Phase 2 of Operation Epic Fury? It begins with one of the most powerful aircraft ever built, the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber flying silently above Iran. From high in the stratosphere, the bomber releases a massive bunker-buster bomb toward a target buried deep within the Alborz Mountains surrounding Tehran. But this isn't just another military base. Hidden beneath these mountains is a vast underground network of tunnels, what military analysts often call Iran's missile cities. Inside these tunnels are some of Iran's most dangerous weapons, ballistic missiles capable of striking targets across the Middle East, and destroying them is the objective of Phase 2. By the time Phase 2 begins, the first stage of the conflict is already over. Phase 1 focused on clearing the skies. American and Allied forces destroyed much of Iran's radar network, air defense batteries, and air bases. The United States now holds near total air superiority. But the war is far from finished, because Iran's most dangerous weapons were never kept in open bases. They were hidden deep underground, inside hardened tunnels carved into mountains and reinforced with hundreds of feet of rock and concrete. If a standard bomb were dropped here, it would barely leave a scratch, so the mission now shifts to something far more difficult, destroying the missile cities themselves. At first glance, it might seem simple. If the United States controls the airspace, why not just send in fighter jets, like the F-15 Strike Eagle? After all, the F-15 is known as the Air Force's bomb truck, but there's a serious risk. Even though most of Iran's air defenses have been destroyed, some isolated surface-to-air missile systems are still operational. Weapons like the S-300 missile system can still detect and attack aircraft, and for a conventional fighter jet, even a single radar lock from one of these surviving batteries could be fatal. In a high-stakes war, losing a crew and a multi-million-dollar aircraft to a hidden missile battery is a risk the Pentagon is not willing to take. So instead of sending standard fighters, they deploy the aircraft designed specifically for this kind of mission. Enter the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. This $2 billion flying wing was built for one purpose: to go where other aircraft cannot. Unlike traditional bombers, the B-2 doesn't fight enemy air defenses. It simply avoids being detected entirely. Its flying wing design has no vertical tail, reducing radar reflections. Its surface is covered with radar-absorbing materials, allowing it to slip through enemy radar networks almost invisibly. Cruising high above the battlefield, the B-2 can penetrate heavily defended airspace and strike targets deep inside enemy territory. And that makes it the perfect aircraft for Phase 2 of Operation Epic Fury. The mission actually begins thousands of miles away, for B-2 bombers take off from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. From there, they begin a 6,000 nautical mile round-trip mission to Iran. Along the way, the bombers rely on multiple aerial refueling tankers over the Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean Sea. These tankers allow the B-2 South to stay airborne for hours while traveling across half the planet. By the time they reached Iranian airspace, the battlefield has already been prepared. Before the bombers arrive, American and Allied forces launch a massive suppression of enemy air defenses operation. Electronic warfare aircraft such as the EA-18 Growler jam enemy radar systems. Fighter jets destroy remaining missile launchers. The goal is simple: blind the defense network just long enough for the stealth bombers to pass through. Once the airspace is degraded, the B-2s slip in undetected. Now comes the most critical moment of the operation. The bombers reach their target coordinates above the Alborz Mountains. Instead of dropping a single massive weapon, the B-2 releases multiple precision-guided bunker-buster bombs. These bombs are designed to penetrate reinforced structures before exploding. The strikes target specific weak points in the underground facility: tunnel entrances, ventilation shafts, command centers, structural support points. By hitting multiple locations simultaneously, the goal isn't just to damage the tunnels, it's to collapse the entire underground network, burying missiles and launch equipment deep inside the mountain. During this operation, the B-2 bombers reportedly dropped dozens of BLU-109 bunker-buster bombs, each weighing about 2,000 pounds. Not all bunker-buster bombs are the same. Some, like the BLU-109, are designed to penetrate reinforced concrete bunkers. Others, like the massive GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, weigh nearly 30,000 pounds and are capable of penetrating extremely deep underground targets. These weapons rely on hardened steel casings and delayed fuses. Instead of exploding on impact, they burrow into the ground first. Only then does the fuse trigger the explosion, destroying the target from the inside out. Once released from the bomber, the weapon begins a carefully controlled descent. It uses GPS guidance and inertial navigation systems to calculate its path. Small control fins on the tail adjust the bomb's trajectory during the fall. Because the bomb has no engine, it relies entirely on gravity and these control fins to steer toward its target. By dropping the weapon from very high altitude, the bomb has enough time to make these adjustments before impact. When it finally strikes, the massive kinetic energy allows it to penetrate deep into hardened structures. Phase 2 of Operation Epic Fury represents one of the most difficult missions in modern warfare. Destroying weapons hidden beneath mountains requires precision, stealth, and extraordinary firepower. And with stealth bombers flying halfway across the world to deliver bunker-buster strikes, the battle for control of Iran's underground missile cities becomes the most dangerous stage of the conflict.